I do not have a YouTube channel, so my speech is going to be somewhat less smooth than Amanda's, so bear with me here. Yeah, so I want to start by speaking out a little bit, speaking about some very basic safety tips. I think for me, when I first started out on the road, I started doing a lot of research on weapons and getting really overwhelmed because there's a lot of advice out there, there are a lot of opinions out there. Without even scratching the surface on that, I felt like, oh my God, do I need to be armed to the teeth? Like, do I need to be getting weapons training? This sounds really serious. It sounds like everybody needs a weapon on them all the time. Yes and no. But I think that the most valuable weapon that all of us have that is completely free, and Amanda just told us a story that highlights this very well, is your voice. Eye contact and raising your voice is your best weapon. This has been useful to me so many times. When men in particular are targeting women traveling solo, or even not, even with a group of friends, they're looking for somebody who's an easy mark. So this is a really tricky one as women, right? We're sort of socialized to avoid eye contact. You want to kind of do the little half smile and the look away because you don't want to be staring at strangers. I am not recommending that you stare down strange men without blinking, like a crazy stare. Don't do that. But there is a right amount of eye contact that you should be making. You want to look people who pass you, not even just men, anybody. You want to look people in the eye and let them know that you have seen them. You are aware of their presence. You could describe them to the police if you needed to. So right there, just eye contact. And then if somebody does approach you, again, Amanda's story illustrates this perfectly, use volume. You don't have to scream, you don't have to get crazy, but speaking loudly does deter people from bothering you very well. So I don't want anyone to think, oh my gosh, I don't have a gun, I guess I'm not safe. Your voice and eye contact will take you quite a long way. Like Amanda, I travel alone. I do travel with a dog. He's the world's friendliest dog, so he's not exactly great protection. But anytime I walk him, because I do walk him at night a lot, he's got to go to the bathroom. We're walking around alone at night, oftentimes on BLM land. So, you know, I always have pepper spray on me every time I leave. I typically will also have a knife. I like to double up. But it just makes me feel comfortable. It doesn't really matter what the situation is. I will always have pepper spray in my pocket because you just don't know when you're gonna need it. So even if your dog has diarrhea, wakes you up at 3 a.m., nobody's around, you're not hearing anything, bring your pepper spray. And then, yeah, just to speak a little bit to letting people know where you are. So I too let my mom know every night that I'm safe. I got tired of texting her, so I now will drop a photo in a shared photos file. We both have iPhones, so that works out really well. So I'll just take a picture. Yeah, and then it's fun. At the end of the year, I've got sort of a photo album of travel highlights. So what I did that day, where I went hiking, what my dog looked like. I think my mom is sick of dog pictures, but that's what she gets. There are a lot of great free tools like that that will help you keep in touch with your kids, your parents, your siblings, whoever you're letting know you're alive. One thing I like about a shared album on photos is that you can let a lot of people know that you're safe at once without having to text them all. Life 360 has a really great free version that will let people see where you are on a map. Same thing with Google Maps, dropping a pin, or just sharing your location with somebody that you trust. That works great. Those are both completely free. The one thing that I found where that does fall down is if you are in a place like the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, that has no cell signal, sometimes those pins don't show up anymore. So one thing that I have added, this is a bit expensive, so you kind of have to gauge, you know, what you're comfortable investing in, but I did get a Garmin GPS for those times that I am off the grid. I still want to be able to communicate with people if I get into trouble with my truck and trailer, and I'll talk about that in a second. I want to be able to let somebody know, even if it's like a mechanic, where I am.